Hi everyone, welcome back. So I thought I'd give you a quick update because I haven't been around for a while. So everything's doing really well. I've only lost a few trees here and there. I haven't got much veg in yet, onions and garlic. And I've germinated some sunflowers and some other things, some tomatoes, bits and bobs, not too much. I'm running out of room here. So if anyone's close to me, mid Wales, UK, and if you need some starter material for like bonsai or just little trees, just to keep in pots, let us know. Anyway, so I thought I'd give you a quick update just because I haven't been around for a while. The weather's turned out really nice now. All the cold is gone and we haven't had too much rain recently, other than the storms and that we had the other day. We had the Aurora Borealis as well, the Northern Lights. We had them really clear here in mid-Wales. First time I've ever seen them. I'm 38, so they say it hasn't been like this for 15 years, but I've never seen it, and I'm almost 40, so anyway, I'll spin you around and I'll just update you on a few things. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the greenhouse today. I've been trying to move a lot of my trees outside, but I'm just running out of room. It's just cram-packed out there. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I'm going to have to get rid of some of them. But I've got all the Japanese maples. These are all seedlings that I grew from my mum's tree. It has lots of seeds. They're just standard Acer palmatum. So the Acer bit is the maples. That covers all maples, from sycamores to Japanese maples, Norways. They're all doing quite well this year. So this is like a 2-year-old seedling. I've put bits of wire on some of them, and I've got ones that I've bought from the supermarket as well. That's a butterfly Acer. And I've got little oak trees. I'm not sure, I don't think I want to keep these because I've got plenty of trees. So I've started these in their bonsai journey if anyone's interested. I'm really struggling to get things posted, so unfortunately if you do want anything you'd have to come and collect it. And I know I'm a bit remote out here. And I've got the cherry tree stumps as well, they're doing really well. These were collected from a friend's tree. They just shot off the bottom of their tree. They've been growing there for a fair few years. They're just like suckers that shoot off the bottom of the cherry tree, so I'm not sure if they're going to be the same as the actual parent tree. But the parent tree is really nice. When it comes to flower, it's amazing. I've still got the fig in here, and don't know what this white powder is on here. Something that I've sprayed on it. Not sure. It might be like lime scale from the water, but it's not disease or anything. It's actually something to do with the watering. But that's finally come to life and is doing well. Not a lot on my bench other than my finished bottles of cider and some ant clear. This is organic, plant-based ant control spray. It actually does work, so you don't need to use harsh chemicals or pesticides really. The only reason I'm using that is because all down under these planks and stuff, it was just swarming with red ants, and they've got a horrible bite to them. But you can see that stuff works. They're all dead, unfortunately. But I can't be coming in the greenhouse and getting bitten by ants every 5 seconds. It's just so annoying. But I don't want to use harsh chemicals, so I found that cheap ant clear. It was only £1.50, and I bought a couple. I think I found them in Morrison's, so It's all natural ingredients and it's organic, so that's good. I've got a Royal Empress tree cutting here. I've got 3 of these, 2 are outside. I've kept this one in the greenhouse and I've cut it back, just chopped the top off, and that's encouraged all this to grow. It's sending out loads of shoots now. So it's not ideal for bonsai because of how big the leaves are, but I can keep it small and in a pot by cutting it back. What else have I got? Sunflowers. These are from saved seed from last year, from them huge ones that I grew. So I've got a few in there which have come up. I noticed not all the seeds were actually had anything in them, so I planted a load in there. Most of them are kind of empty shells. That's another cherry tree stump. That's doing really well. I had to repot the other one recently because it was full of ants, and they have rooted really well. I've got tomatoes. I've sowed a couple of types, red cherry, and the other one was a plum, what was it called, Roma. So we've got them, and I've found the ones that say question mark. I know they're tomatoes, but I don't know what variety, because they've just sprouted on the floor and in pots. So I've just taken them out and potted them up. We'll just see what they do. A tomato's a tomato, and at the end of the day. And I've got some swede here. I think it's swede, yep. Sowed on the 28th of April. So I'll have to plant them out soon. And I've got 2 pumpkin plants which were given to me again from the same friend I got the cherry tree from. More sunflowers. I've separated some just into their individual pots, and I've got a couple more swedes there and a random cabbage. I sowed a load of cabbage and only one come up, so I've just put it in its own little pot. That was the first sowing of swede as well. I only got 2 with my old seed, and I've got some new seed and they all came up, so just goes to show certain things. Old seed, seeds will save for years, but some seeds, the viability of them reduces. That's not saying that they won't be fine to grow, but you just have to sow them all and see what happens. You might get a few. More Japanese maples. That was a little elm, Chinese elm. I put it in a little bonsai pot when I first got it with a rock over it, and it basically died off. But as you can see, it is regrowing, so that's good. And yet more Japanese maples down here. Not really sure what I'm going to do with all these Japanese maples. I'm going to have to start selling them or giving them away. Other than that, not much else in the greenhouse. I'll whiz you outside in a minute and show you what's going on out there. Okay, so we'll go through the gate and I'll just show you everything that's growing in here at the moment. I've got to get some trimming done soon, but I'm in no hurry. I do like to leave some of the weeds. I find that slugs, if you let some of the weeds and grass grow, the slugs and stuff have got plenty to eat. They kind of leave everything else alone most of the time. So, plus the bees, you can see all the wildflowers around the edges. The bees like them. There's no point in trimming it straight away. What have I got along here? Got 2 more of the Royal Empress trees that I was talking about a minute ago. These ones I haven't cut back, so they're growing a lot bigger than the other 2. We did have a little late frost not so long ago, so I think that's what's got this. We've also got flea beetle this year. I spotted quite a few of them all over the place. And they don't do any major damage, but they make these little holes in the leaves and just set everything back a little bit. But I've got various cuttings and There's Cotoneaster. These are the ones that we put the wire on in a previous video for bonsaiing. So some of them actually flowered. And I've got other different types of Cotoneaster. I think that's what they are. I'm just identifying these myself, so I may be wrong. How are you doing? You saying hello to everyone? Shiloh. That's Shiloh, one of our 4 cats. So I've got the spruces. That's a spruce, and that's a pine of some sort. My original thought was Scots pine, but some people have said it might be a different type. I'm not sure if these are going to be the cones that it grows, but if they are, that'd be quite cool. So I'm not sure if I want to bonsai this or just let it grow. So all I've done is cleared out where there's too many branches, and other than that I've just let it grow. So that's doing really well. And obviously we upgraded the pots last year at some point. I did a video on that as well. I've got loads of hedging plants here. We just cleared out all the suckers from, we've got one of these, a big one, in a pot out the front, and it sent out loads of suckers, so I just potted them up. I think there's like 2 or 3 in most of the pots. They've all survived and started growing. I'm not sure what they are though, so if anyone does know, and they could let me know in the comments, that'd be really helpful, thank you. And I've got this, there was 2 in here, but this one survived, the other one died. A different type of Cotoneaster, I think. Again, if anyone knows the variety, if you could let me know, that'd be great. Strawberries are here, doing okay-ish. I've got a fair few flowers. And a little rock that my daughter made, which apparently is supposed to deter the birds, because they come down, you can see they've been pecking it. They think, oh, strawberry. They peck it, figure out it's a rock, and then they leave them alone. So when the strawberries do come, they just think they're rocks, apparently. I don't know if they're that stupid or not, but I'm sure they'll still eat them when they do grow. I've got garlic and onions here. Like I said, we're having a bit of a pest problem this year. Whether it's rabbits or something else is eating these, eating my onions. But I did sow loads, so I'm not too worried if they eat the odd one. And I planted an artichoke in here, but I think this is flea beetles that have got this, or slugs. More like slugs actually, I think. But I'm sure it'll still be fine. They're quite tough plants apparently. And I've got this as well, a tree spinach. Never heard that before, so I picked that up. Apparently they're quite prolific. They spread and stuff, so, and you can eat all the leaves and stuff. You just treat it like normal spinach. And I sowed some carrots under there, just to see what happens. None of them have come up yet, as far as I'm aware. Can't see any. And this is another growing bed which I've cleared. And we've got the silver and Chinese birch muddled up, don't know which ones are which. I planted 8 of these in here. Is it 8? Only 7 apparently. But I planted them there I'm just going to let them grow in the ground, thicken up, because these are going to be bonsai as well. You can see they are different from each other. There are definitely two types of birch in here, but I can't tell which ones are which. And you can see the flea beetle damage on these as well. They're horrible little things. Quite common in the UK. Not sure if they're common everywhere else, but like I said, they don't do major damage, they just make these horrible little holes in things. And they can kill things, but just tends to set things back a bit. This one's actually going to flower. That's good. Nothing in there yet, except for a dandelion or two. Weeds are starting to come back. And I've got a few more trees that are planted in the ground here. There's another birch, a hazel which I salvaged from a garden clearance, a hawthorn which I also salvaged, just because the trunk's quite cool on it. That seems to have survived. And I'm not sure what that is, but again that was salvaged and it looks like it's survived. Right, what else have I got? A few more cuttings down here. These are the flowering currants. They look like they've survived. And these are them Escalania. Just prunings from last year, which I've poked in the ground. Literally just poked in, done nothing else. It looks like they've pulled through, hopefully. And there's another hawthorn there. This looks like it was probably a seedling which I've just plopped in there. I've got two types of berry bushes either side of this. The label's still on that one. So that's a thorn-free blackberry. If you remember, we cut this right back and I took a couple of cuttings which have both survived. They're over the other side near the greenhouse. We'll get there in a minute. And in there is nothing really at the moment. I did sow a load of seeds in there, tree seeds, maples and all sorts, but I think most of them have been eaten or rotted away. Another random birch tree which I've just stuck in the ground there. And the rhubarb, suffering badly from flea beetles. Look what they've done to that leaf. I don't know if you see them, because the second you touch them they jump off. If I do see any, I'll show you what they look like. But yeah, they're just a nuisance really. We've got a pair of shield bugs mating on there. Lovely. Stink bugs, if you remember them from school. If you squish them, they stink. Or if you try and pick them up, they release a horrible smell. So they used to be called stink bugs. But they're actually shield bugs. There is another hawthorn down here, but I think it's died. So that'll come out at some point. And this is my fruit area. I've got all the fruit trees here. Oh, there's an ant on my hand, a red ant, trying to bite me. There's various fruit trees. And this is the cherry tree. I've actually got a few cherries on it this year. See them? Got the plum. And the new addition, peach. I don't know what's going on with this. That looks like some sort of disease or something. Which is strange because this was bought not too long ago, so that must have come with it. So if anyone's ever seen this and knows what it is, maybe some sort of canker or something, I don't know. The currant bushes, doing well, not too many flowers. I did cut it back quite severely, so next year we'll get loads of flowers and fruit, but I'm not really too bothered. The birds can have whatever grows. There is a few, but not worth doing anything with, so I'll just leave them for the wildlife. There's a few more up here, and we've got that one in the middle is the gooseberry bush. I did cut it back, but not as harsh as the currants. Got a few gooseberries here and there. I should have fertilised them earlier. I've done it a bit late, so a lot of the flowers, if they don't have the nutrients they need, they just fall off. Another currant bush there. Ooh. Spiky gooseberry. Sorry about that, filled the camera up, so just had to delete some old videos to make room for new footage. So where were we? Yeah, this currant bush again has got a few flowers. Seems to be further behind than the other one. There is two different types. One's a white and one's a red. Or one's a, I don't know. There is definitely two types though. But yeah, it's doing okay. I keep getting bits die off, but it's still alive. Maybe I need to feed it more. And I've got raspberry canes in a pot there. Plenty of flowers on them. And I've got that one that I planted in the ground, which was a sucker from that, which is doing so much better than that one. Get the difference in how bushy and big the leaves are. That's in a pot. That's been in that pot for years. That's in the ground, and that was only put in there last year. So basically, when it's in the ground, it's got unlimited nutrients, pretty much. And in the pot, it needs feeding, so probably need to feed it more. And then I've got a grapevine in here as well. Leaves are coming out on that. There's an ant on there. I think they're just looking for aphids and stuff. They don't actually eat the plants or damage them, so the black ants are fine. I don't mind the black ones because they don't bite. So yeah, these are the Faunus blackberry cuttings that I took. So the actual bit is dying off and it's sending up a new bit. Still Faunus by the looks of it, so that's good. I was worried that when it grows it might just be a standard one, but there was another one we took. And obviously loads of weeds. Everything's just started growing like mad. Like I said, I'm not too worried because the slugs have got plenty to eat before they get to my stuff. And that's another grapevine there. Just sprung to life. So hopefully we'll get some grapes off it. I can't remember the varieties. I know I had a Chardonnay. I think that's the Chardonnay. And that one was from my mum and dad. Unknown variety. And what else have we got? Blueberry bush. New addition last year, I think. There was a little stick when I got it. There's a bumblebee there. Or bee. Pollinating them for me. That's kiwi vine going up there. The frost got it a little while ago, and now the slugs are eating it. Look at that. Look what the slugs do to it. I'm surprised they like it, because this is, if you look at the stem, it's covered in these little spikes. They're only quite soft, but the slugs are not deterred, unless they've come off from the gutter and the greenhouse, which is more likely probably. I need to clean these gutters out again. I've got no rain collector that side, so I need to put another barrel somewhere or something. And I've got a couple of new, these are the new apple trees, these two. Which were basically dying when I got them. So they were cut right back. I cut all the dead bits out. They're growing like mad this year. I did see a couple of flowers somewhere. Maybe they've already fell off. A lot of the time when they're in pots and stuff, the flowers just fall off and you don't really get any fruit. Probably need to fertilise them more, like I said. Something's been eating this one. Slugs or flea beetles. But it's doing okay. Trying to see if I can see what's on here. Might even be a caterpillar in there somewhere. See when the leaves are curled up like this, quite often there's a caterpillar, and that's the culprit for all the damage. I can't see anything. Never mind. It is what it is. That was pear tree, I believe. Yeah. Done really well. It's getting quite big now. It did have loads of flowers. Again, they all fell off. We've got no fruit growing. Lack of fertilising, I think. It's in a pot. A few more trees out here. I'm running out of space to put things, so I'll just put this here. We've got the Japanese larches on here that we did in that video. A few more oak trees. Most of these I've salvaged from places. The new addition fruit trees, there was 2 different ones. They're doing really well. And the other one was this one. I can't remember what they were, but they were just from the supermarket. £2 I think, or £3. They were just sticks. It's amazing how fast they grow. They were down to there a couple of weeks ago. So it's sent out good foot and a half of growth. Yeah, at least within a couple of months since it was planted in there. And there's 2 more flowering currant bushes. We had 1 flower, I think it's gone now. But these will do much better next year. They were just cuttings. And there is more fruit trees, mostly apples around there. Spotted some more cherries up the top there. So we might get a handful of cherries. Spotted apple blossom around there. I'll take you around there in a minute. So all the trees are doing really well. Japanese maple there, I really like them. So I was going to repot it, but I didn't get around to it, so I just topped up the pot with some nice soil with some fertiliser mixed in. I think I might have bashed off some of the old soil and just topped it up. The juniper that I had here completely died. Don't know what happened. So it completely died except for this bit, which is now growing, so never mind. That was another one of them willows. It was like a weeping type willow, but it's not weeping now. I don't know why. That was a cherry tree, Kojo no Mi, that had all the blossom on it a little while ago. It's all gone now. All the little cherries that it did have, they're just falling off now, look. Shriveled up. So, never mind. That's the little birch bonsai underneath there. It's growing like mad now. Black thorn. I think one of these is like a damson type, we've got a plum type thing. I think that's this one. But these are all salvaged. There's one of my who come to me in a minute, hazelnut seedlings. Well, not seedlings, but they're about 5 or 6 years old now. Various other types. There's another cherry. The monkey puzzles have pulled through this year. They look like they're growing. Field maple there. I keep thinking there's something wrong with it, but I think this is just how the new leaves are. Kind of look droopy, but they're fine. Hawthorn. That was that different type of maple seedling that sprang up next to this really nice maple. So I've had that about a year. Something's had a munch on it. Caterpillar, I think, but never mind. Another one of the hazelnuts you put in that pot. The lilac. What else have we got? So many trees. Oak tree there. That's another one of the Japanese larch. And the hornbeams. Got 2 of them. Another oak. Various other things. We've got a couple of the spruce, picea, juniper, another picea. Little Christmas trees that come with snow on them. I've had these a fair few years now. Keeping them cut back, keeping them cleared out from the middle so they don't go all brown. This is the chestnut tree. That was only about 2 or 3 years old, believe it or not. It's got really big. That was that big bud from the top. So it's shot up. That's all grown so far this year. And we're still in spring, so I recently up potted it, just basically like slip potted, just to keep it happy for the rest of the year. More Japanese maples. It's growing like mad as well. The clump of birches, which we did as a bonsai. tied 5 trees together. So they've survived, they're doing well. Another Japanese maple there. I've just dotted them around. That was in spruce that we bonsaied. It did have wire on, we took that off. Well and truly set the branches now. All this light green stuff has grown so far this year. These are the Escalanias. Probably saying that wrong. That's what the cuttings are from over there. Another birch clump there. There's 4 in there. Again, these are seedlings. That's the flamingo willow. Another oak, there's a big oak here. There's no sign of life from this one yet, but it's not dead, so there's a lot of, it's been a bit of a weird year, so still green, so that's fine. It's just behind. Another one of the hazels. More birch trees, grown from seeds. A couple of willows over there. These had flea beetle as well. See if I can spot any. I sprayed them with washing up liquid a little while ago, so there may not be any in here. But I have seen them. But the second you touch the leaf, they jump off. Guess that's why they're called flea beetles. Never had a problem with them before, but this year they're everywhere. Don't know what that is. That was my pound shop sticking cardboard box thing. A couple more. That's a willow. That was a big cutting we took last year from the willow. That's come back. It's doing well. I've just supported it because it was still a bit loose in there, so there wasn't too many roots, but it seems fine. That's the, is it dogwood? I've repotted that as well. And we've got the Japanese smoke tree there. Doing really well. The big magnolia. Got lots of leaves on it. So it's survived. Survived the repot. And they're digging up from the ground. And then the flea beetles come on. And this is what they do. But hopefully it'll be fine. It's got lots of new buds. Let's see all the buds. So I'm hoping it'll pull through. And we're just about done. That's another birch. That was a salvaged stump. Silver birch. One of them Rohans. Some mountain ash. Has the red berries on it. It was chopped there. And there. And that was a big hazelnut stump. I'm hoping it sends out more than this one branch. It sent out that branch last year. I keep hoping more are going to come out, but this year again, it's just that one branch. A massive stump with a little piddly branch sticking out. Last but not least is the Royal Empress tree. This was grown from seed as well. It's only about 6 or 7 years old, a bit more actually, probably 6, probably about 8, 7 or 8. Chop there, chop there, chop there, chop there. So every year I chop it, it comes back with slightly smaller leaves. I'm just trying to keep it compact for now, until I can get it in the ground somewhere. But it's all come back to life and looking good. So that's the veg garden, or the garden. I've not actually got many veg here now, mostly trees. We're in May now, about halfway through May 2024. So that's an update for late spring 2024. Thanks for watching, everyone. Missed one tree. That's the little oak that we did with a drastic bend. We took that wire off, reapplied more wire. That's doing really well. So I've only just put this outside now. Oops, doesn't want to stay there. I'll put it there. So that's that. And my little hospital bay section. All the stuff which is not looking too good, but it's not actually dead. Just bung in there in a shaded, sheltered spot. Okay, everyone. So that's everything fully updated for May 2024. We're well and truly into the growing season now. Everything's just gone mad. I'm going to have to cut the hedges and stuff soon. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll keep you updated. I'll do some more interesting videos soon. We'll do some work on some of the trees. We're going to have to start pruning things, selecting branches that we want to keep, branches that we want to get rid of, other stuff like that. And obviously I do want to still grow some vegetables and fruit, so I'll be sowing some more seeds, potting things on, planting things out, stuff like that. So keep an eye out. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone. See you next time.